Birthroot or Birthroot. This is official to the USP and is a really choice. It's like the largest of all the Native American trillium. It's fruiting this year.
On a pedestal, or is it the one that has the flower right on the leaves?
It's on a pedestal.
Oh, there it is.
That's the fruit. Yeah, it's way past flowering. And there's some lady slipper orchid here. It's Trillium erectum, or Birthroot or Birthroot. It's a red trillium. The flower usually subtends the leaves, so it's not as showy as some that have their flower right out the top. You know, you kind of have to peel the leaf back to see the flowers a lot of times. They're bright red in the spring. I think there might be some Coptis Chinensis. That would be worth looking at. Oh, well, anyway, these are the lady slipper orchids in here. Those are quite rare. And they actually made seed pods this year, so those are very valuable. Those will be, when they get more like bulked up, then we'll put it on the internet, and some people who do tissue culture on rare Cypripedium will buy those and use and put them on agar plates and grow them up that way. It makes kind of a proto seed. You need to like lab culture it. But there it is right there. There's a Chinese Coptis. It is little. It needs to be cleared out around so it can get bigger. This violet can come out of there. That's not really so good. Give it some space to grow. But you can see the real characteristic seed head. That's a gold thread kind of seed head. And this is wonderful for treating like the Montezuma's Revenge kind of really watery, terrible bacterial, or pathogen-based, diarrheas, like amoebic dysentery, this kind of thing. You get some Coptis, some Chinese Coptis root, and make a tincture out of it or a tea, and drink that one time, and it will stop you up. It's like one of the best pieces of advice I can give you. So if you're ever an herbalist and you've got somebody who's got the shits real bad and they're like, I'm dying, man, give them some Coptis. It's going to work like 99 times out of 100. It will just stop the problem. So that's a great herb to take with you internationally when you go traveling, is some Coptis tincture. And it's kind of tricky to grow, but it's one of the ones that's really worth it. Our seed production is from plants that we have in deep pots in the shade house. But I'd like to do more getting it out into nature, and it's a reasonable choice for around here. It does well next to a stream. It's one of these plants that really likes to hear a stream as it's growing. It helps it a lot.
Does it do rhizome, like divisions, or just seed?
It is a clumper. Yeah, it's a clumper, and it doesn't really spread from rhizomes at all. But yeah, the seeds do work. In fact, the seed is originally seed that I got from China when I was in Yunnan, and I planted it, and it took a full 12 months to germinate. So you need to watch it pretty carefully after you do the planting, and it's almost a fresh seed requirement. It needs to be recent seed. Yeah, it can be recently dried seed, but it just loses its viability after a year or so. So It's not like your usual medicinal herb seed that'll last 3 years or 5 years or 105 years in the case of yellow dock or mullein. No. What we find is that as we plant more and more of these plants, the seed gets into the seed bank, and no matter where we go, no matter what we do, medicinal herbs are coming back. And so it really is a good microcosm for the rest of the earth. I think that, if you're careful enough with instilling the diversity into the earth, then eventually even your earth disturbing activities are going to propagate more medicinal herbs. So, the seed house is welcome for you if you want to get a book or get some seeds or get a plant or whatever. Mach and I are at your service, and we'll be glad to help you out. Definitely pick up a catalog. So I'll meet you up at the seed house.